It's the beginning of November, and today I have something very awesome to show you all. You can see these stacked logs in the woods here. There's a pretty cool surprise waiting for us, so let's check it out. So we've had about 3 days of rain here, and it has caused a really incredible flush of shiitake mushrooms on these logs. Shiitake likes relatively cool weather, so it's been in the 40s and 50s. These logs can actually be forced to produce by soaking in cold water, but this is a natural flush that has happened because of 3 days of pretty much constant drizzling rain and low temperatures. So these logs have been inoculated really over the past 3 years. This stack here was actually done last spring, so not even a year ago, and they're already producing. Some of these mushrooms are a little bit larger, like that one, then I would prefer to pick them a little bit smaller, but they are still very edible and very tasty. Shiitake is the second most commonly cultivated mushroom in the world, right behind the button mushrooms, though they're less commonly known in the United States. But they are becoming more popular. So just a really awesome flush. And the cool thing about letting them flush naturally like this is that the mushrooms are just massive. Some of them are just huge. When you force them to produce, usually they're a little bit smaller, very plentiful still, but not quite as massive. Look at that guy. Just a massive, massive mushroom there. And there are just so many right now. It's gonna take me probably half the day just to pick all these. There's literally over 1,000 here. And I have probably less than 500 productive logs. Some of these logs have not yet produced. They were inoculated this spring. These right here, I believe I inoculated with lion's mane. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer on those. Let's go up here and check out some more logs. Here's one. There's got to be 2 dozen mushrooms on this one log. These are very popular in Japan. Shiitakes are very high in selenium, trace mineral, believed to help combat cancer, and they also, like other medicinal mushrooms, are very plentiful in the beta-1,3 glucans, which help to modulate the immune system. There's the Buddha looking over him. And this stack right here is just absolutely incredible. I do not think I have seen a flush as plentiful as this yet. This one stack must have hundreds of mushrooms. It's really a sight to behold. I don't think the camera will do it justice, but you can see everywhere you look, there's just more and more. My favorite thing to do with these mushrooms is to stir fry them in olive or coconut oil until they're just a little bit crispy, a little bit golden brown. And if you get them to that stage where they're just a little bit crispy, they have this very amazing meaty flavor. It's probably one of the most true to taste meat substitutes there are. It's something you just absolutely have to try. If you weren't told, you would literally think you're eating a piece of bacon. I love this kind of lacy white frill they get on them. It's just beautiful. And usually when it's colder like this later in the year, they'll kind of become this kind of more richer, darker brown color. In the warmer months, they're more of a tan color. But as it gets colder, they kind of take on this richer color, kind of like other vegetables like lettuce or, you know, radicchio will take on more of a darker color in the cold. I think their flavor improves also in the cold like other vegetables. One of the problems, though, with not forcing the production by soaking these logs is that you can get a lot at once like this. I will be drying most of these because you simply cannot eat this many mushrooms at once. So dehydrating is a great option to preserve these mushrooms. All you have to do is just soak them for 45 minutes to an hour. And they reconstitute. And you can use them then just as you would fresh mushrooms. Here's some shorter stumps, not as much production. And you can see all these are put on pallets. That's just kind of to protect them from attack by other fungi. But you can see there's, on some of these logs, there's other kinds of mushrooms growing on them, and that does not actually prevent the shiitake production. I've definitely had the best luck inoculating logs right after they are cut. I have not found that there is any need to wait, and in fact, waiting, I think, has caused some of these logs to become colonized by other fungi. But no big deal. Still plenty of mushrooms. One of the amazing things about gardening is how productive nature can be, how abundant it can be. And this is just incredible. Not all of the logs are producing at the moment, but it's just overwhelming how many are. You can see some of them I still have stacked right on the pallet, while others are in this crib stack. The danger of the crib stack, while you can stack more logs in one area, is that they do tend to dry out faster. You can see that log kind of has a lot of this orange mushroom, I don't know what it is. But that hasn't stopped the shiitake production. So if you're in a drier climate, or even you have a sunnier spot, definitely you want to keep these logs closer to the ground where there's more humidity, because the sun will dry out these logs and affect your production and potentially even prevent the colonization of your logs by the shiitake mycelium. So I'm just going to kind of pan here. Pretty high level of production going on here. Not a commercial level, but definitely enough where by preserving these mushrooms through drying, I can eat them all year round. For a family of 4, I would recommend maybe 200 logs. If you want to eat them year round, not every day, but maybe once or twice a week. And you can just preserve them. I've also seen pickled mushrooms, but I prefer the drying. Anyways, I just wanted to show you all this. I think it's pretty cool. Just a huge flush. The mushrooms really produce in the fall when it starts to cool down, but the canopy of the woods is still relatively intact. They love that shade. They need that humidity. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.